Hello and welcome to Koa. My name's Rihanna and welcome to this Earth Mandala practice. All you need for this is a yoga mat, and then you have an option for a yoga strap as well. No worries if you don't have one, you can go without. So if you do have that yoga strap, just make sure that it's halfway along your mat. We are going to start lying down. So allowing the back of the head to rest on the mat, allowing the legs to reach out long, bringing the ankles towards the edge of the mat and just turning those palms so they face the sky. You can close your eyes here if you wish. And we're just going to focus on that breath for a moment. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Closing the lips. Allowing the rib cage to expand and then soften with the exhale. Allow the breath to deepen each time. So we gather a nice strong breath. And we're going to try and keep this going throughout the whole practice today. Opening the practice with a little bit of yin, so a couple of yin poses here. Start to bring the right knee in towards the chest and give it a little bit of a hug. If you have your yoga strap, you can place the strap around the sole of the foot. If you don't have the yoga strap, you can keep hold of your hamstring. When you're ready, start to stamp to the sky, extending the back of the right leg. Keep a soft bend in the knee as much as you need to. Once you've found as much length as you can, try and pull that leg closer towards the body. Continuing with that nice strong breath. So our earth element in mandala focuses on forward folds and the hamstrings. So there's going to be a lot of hamstring stretching throughout this whole practice. And we're going to build up to our peak pose, which is Hanumanasana. It's our splits. Every time with the exhale, softening into the earth with the body and pulling a little bit more on that hamstring. So lengthening the hamstring and pulling the leg towards you. Think soften with every inhale, pull with every exhale. Try to relax the belly. Calm the mind. And then just releasing that leg off, bending at the knee for a moment. And we're going to swap legs. Extend the right leg long on the mat, bring the heel out towards the corner. And then hug that left knee in towards the chest, keeping the back of the head heavy, the neck long. Continue with the breath. And when you're ready, placing the strap, if you have one, around the sole of the foot or taking hold of the hamstring and start to stamp the foot up towards the sky. Pulling the toes towards you, finding as much length as you can. Inhale. Exhale, gentle pull towards you with the leg. Waking up the hamstrings, preparing them for the practice. Nice deep breaths to calm the mind and calm the body. One more breath here. And releasing the leg, bending at the knee. Removing the strap, you can just place it to the side. Extending that left leg long. Allowing the legs to settle on the mat. When you're ready, curling onto one side slightly and just pushing yourself up to seated. Try and keep those legs long on the mat. You can have them as far apart. You can have them mat distance apart, or you can bring them slightly closer together, however feels best for you. Breathing in, lengthen through the spine, reaching the fingers towards the toes. Exhale, we're going to hold our forward fold. So you can take hold of the shins, the ankles. You can take hold of the big toes with the first two fingers, or you can just allow the hands to rest down. Allow the head to drop down. We're going to wait here for quite a while. So if that grip around those toes gets a little bit uncomfortable, you can release those hands whenever you wish. Allowing the belly to feel heavy towards those thighs. Allow the chest to pull down. Allow the crown of the head to drop down. And again, every inhale, creating space, softening the body. Exhale, going deeper into the stretch. Continuing to wake up the hamstrings. Starting to really come into the practice now. Focusing on just you and your body without judgment. Making sure you're completely here, you're completely present. One more breath. And slowly walking the hands towards those hips, bringing yourself up to seated. You can take a little shake of those legs if you wish. I'm going to swing those legs round. Meet me in a child's pose, just so we give those legs a little bit of a break and a bend. Reaching the arms out long, resting the forehead towards the floor. Making sure that the sitting bones are trying to connect down towards the heels, so we're not lifting them up and we're not pushing that weight forward, we're pulling it back and down. A couple more deep breaths. Pressing the hands into the floor, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips, dropping the crown of the head. Finding your downward facing dog, grounding through the heels. Inhale, lifting the right leg, three-legged dog. Knee to nose is step in between hands. Exhale, lift the left leg. standing split. Lowering down, triangle pose. Bringing the hands to the back, circling them round, flat back. Exhale, dropping down towards the left heel. Lifting the arms up, reaching towards the toe. Inhale as we open out to the side, press the hand into the mat, lift up and over, look straight ahead, option stay or hover the legs, side crow. Inhale, landing the feet, finding your plank, lowering down, chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding for 5 breaths. Inhale, right leg, 3-legged dog. Knee to nose, step in between hands. Exhale, standing split. Lowering down to triangle pose. Sweeping the hands back out to the side and in front. Bending into the left knee. Lifting up and over. Opening out to the side. Inhale as you lift up and over, finding side crow. Lowering down into chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding holding for 5. Inhale, left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, stepping in between hands, lifting up to standing split. Lowering down to triangle pose, arms sweeping back, round to the front. Exhale, bending into the back knee, lifting up and over. Opening out to the side, option to stay with hands grounded, or we lift the hips, look straight ahead, hover into side crow. Stepping into plank. Inhale, lowering down chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, finding and holding for 5. Inhale, left leg. Knee to nose, step in between hands. Exhale, standing split. Lowering into triangle pose. Sweeping the hands back round to the front. Inhale, bending into that back knee, lifting the arms up, forward fold. Opening out to the side, option to stay. Or we exhale, hover, holding the side crow. Stepping into plank, inhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, find and hold. 5 deep breaths. looking to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, sweeping the fingertips, standing tall. And exhale, Samastiti. Okay guys, how was that? Our first mandala is complete. We're going to move on to the second one. So I just want you to keep in mind that those side crows are your advancement option. You can always just hold that side opening, wait there, and then carry on with the sequence. Also, as we move through the sun salutation, the sort of chaturanga into upward facing dog, you have your option to come into version 1 of sun salutation A. We have videos for that, so if you want to go back and take a little practice of those, please do so. Working our way into mandala 2. There are going to be more advancement options. You take them if you want to. So finding Tadasana mountain pose, toes together, heels apart, shoulders rolling down. Inhale, raising those hands overhead. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to find high plank. Lowering down, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Knee to nose, step in between hands. Exhale, standing split. Inhale, bending into both knees, crossing the legs one behind each other. Exhale, push to standing split. Inhale, softening the knees. Exhale, pushing, dropping the crown of the head. Inhale, bending, softening. Exhale, stretching. 2 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, split. Last one. Inhale, bend. Exhale, split. Lowering down to triangle pose, sweeping the arms to the back and round. Bending into the back knee, lifting up and over. Folding, inhale. Exhale as you open side, hold, or finding side crow. Inhale, lower to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hold for 5. Right leg, 3-legged dog. Knee to nose, stepping through. Exhale, standing split. Inhale, cross the legs, bend. Exhale, split. Inhale, cross and bend. Exhale, standing split. Every time getting a little bit more of a stretch through the hamstring of the standing leg. Inhale, bend. Drop the crown of the head, look through those legs. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Lowering to triangle pose, sweeping the arms around to the back. Bending into the back knee, lifting up and forward fold. Exhale as you open to the side option, hold the side open or come into your side crow. Inhale as we lower to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option, stay in downward facing dog for the 5 breaths or start to set up for an inversion or a headstand, bringing those hips over your head when you're ready. Finding your headstand. Deep breaths. more. Slowly lowering those legs down. Pressing into your downward facing dog. Left leg lifting, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, stepping through. Exhale, standing split. Inhale, bend those knees, cross the legs together. Exhale, split. Inhale, bend and cross, sink down. Exhale, push those hips high. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stretching. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Lowering down to the triangle, sweeping the arms back and round. Bending into the back knee. Inhale. Folding over. Exhale as you open side, finding side crow. Inhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find and hold, take your breath, take your breather. Nice deep breaths. Keep the energy strong in the body. Inhale, left leg. Knee to nose, step in between hands. Exhale, standing split. Bending the knee. Stretching out at the top. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push away from the floor. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stretching. Lowering into triangle pose, reaching the arms back and around. Bending into the knee with an inhale, lifting up, forward fold. Exhale as we open side. You can either stay with those hands or we lift those hips up as well. Inhale, stepping into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding holding or another option of an inversion. You can choose what you do with your legs here. 5 breaths. Making your way out, pressing into your downward facing dog, looking to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through, half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, sweeping fingertips, standing tall, and exhale, Samastiti. Good job, guys. Well done. We're going to continue. We're going to keep on going. We aren't done with those legs yet. Okay, so this is where that yoga strap option, again, is going to come into play. If you have one, you can use it. If you don't, we will make it work. It's fine. Coming to the top of your mat again, finding your Tadasana mountain pose, toes together, heels apart. Roll those shoulders down. And just have that strap in one hand. Inhale. Exhale as you hug the right knee in towards the chest. From here, you can either take hold of the shin, you can take hold of the ankle, or you can hook your 2 fingers around the big toe, or if you have the strap here, you can place the strap around the sole of the foot. Start to lengthen the leg out as long as you can wherever you are. Opposite hand, left hand on hip. Try and keep those hip bones level with one another. We're not hoiking the right hip up here. Shoulders pulling back nice and proud. Growing tall through the crown of the head. When you're ready, you can open the right leg out to the right hand side, finding a nice inside thigh stretch. Bring the leg back to center, bending at the knee, releasing the strap, just dropping it to the floor. Keep the leg hovered off the floor, pressing hands to prayer. Pushing and stamping that right foot behind you, bringing yourself parallel with the floor. A warrior 3. You can choose if you want to move those arms around. If those hands are in heart center, push the knuckle of the thumb into the chest. Inhale, bending the supporting leg. Exhale, stamping away from the floor. Inhale, bending. Bringing both hips with you. Exhale, push. Inhale, bend. Keep reaching the right leg long behind you. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stretching. One more here. Inhale. Exhale, push. Windmill those hands out to warrior 2, stepping nice and wide on that mat. From here, bending and binding, interlacing those hands behind you. Option for modification, you can come into a lovely side reach here. Wait here until we come center. If you're binding with me, opening out through the chest, sinking these hips down to the floor. Option to stay. Option to step in with that right foot and start to come into your bird of paradise. Keep that nice strong bind through those hands, lifting up with the left leg. Ooh. When you're ready, finding that balance can be a little challenging there. Opening out through the chest when you're ready, lengthening through the supporting leg. Option, start to lengthen through the lifted leg. Finding your bird of paradise, standing proud, standing tall. Finding as much length as you can. Inhale, exhale slowly. Start to release yourself down, stepping out into warrior 2. Release the bind and open out. Ooh. Extend the legs, turn both feet to face the long edge of your mat. If you were in your lovely side reach, meeting here as well. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. We made it, guys. Well done. Good job. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Slowly bring the hands to those hips and lengthen through the crown of the head so you come all the way up to standing. Calling to the back of your mat, hands down, find your plank. Inhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through. Half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, Samastiti. Hugging that right leg in. That yoga strap is there if you need it. Yes, right leg again. You can either take hold of the calf, the ankle, or hooking the big toe with your first 2 fingers. Lengthening out with the leg, yoga strap round the sole of the foot if you wish to. Opening out through the chest. When you're ready, Opening the leg wide to the side, keeping hip bones facing towards the back edge of that mat. Bringing the leg back to center, bending the knee, pressing the hands into your heart center, stamping and kicking back. Try not to wobble, try to find that lovely balance without dropping the foot if you can. I know it's challenging. You're doing so well, keeping these hips nice and level. Let's go for those 5 bends and stretches through the supporting leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp away. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp. Try and find as much range of motion as you can. Inhale, get as far as you can down. Exhale, big push. 2 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp. Keep these hips level. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp. Oh, we're ready to put that foot down. Big circle of those arms. Finding warrior 2. Option to stay or go for a lovely side reach. Advance. Find your bind. Hooking that left arm underneath, holding tight with these hands. Bring these hips as close to the floor as you can. Option to stay or take a big step in. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale. Find that lift. Pushing off the floor. Opening through the chest. Option stay. Or when you're ready, extend that top leg. Good job, guys, wherever you are. So nice, working hard. Keep that breath going. I promise it will help you. Bending at the knee. Slowly lowering the foot down. Release the bind, step wide with the legs. A big windmill. Lengthening both legs wherever you are. Join in now. Turn the toes to face the front. If you slightly turn those toes in, flick the heels out slightly, it might feel nicer with this stretch. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Now you have an option to stay here, taking 5 deep breaths. You also have an option to come into an inversion. I'm going to try one with you if you are trying one. If they go wrong, they go wrong. When you're ready, pushing into the crown of the head, push into those hands and keep that back nice and long. Opening the legs out to the side. If you are ready to, you can join those legs together at the top. But this is where it can go wrong. I made it. I hope you did too. Good job, guys. Keep breathing. Ooh, I'm glad the wall's there. When you're ready, trying to come back down the way you came up, reaching those legs out long, placing the feet onto the floor, hands to hips, lengthen through the crown of the head, coming all the way to the top. Calling to the top edge of your mat, pressing into those hands. Inhale, lowering down, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, Samastiti. Take a deep breath. All of that on the left. Let's go. Hugging the knee into the chest. Take hold of that yoga strap if you wish to. Taking hold of the shin, the ankle, hooking the first 2 fingers around the big toe, or placing the yoga strap around the sole of the foot, right hand on hip. Standing tall. 5 breaths. Opening the legs slowly out to the side. Think belly button to spine. When you're ready, bringing the leg back to center, bending at the knee, releasing the strap. Pressing the hands to heart center, kicking the foot back, finding warrior 3. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp. Inhale, bend, bringing those hips with you. Exhale, stamp. Inhale, deep bend. Exhale, push. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stretching. One more. Inhale, bend. And exhale, stretch, lowering the foot down, opening out to warrior 2. Option to stay or go for a lovely side reach here. Option advancement to find your bind, sink those hips nice and low. You can stay opening out through that chest. Or we can come into our bird of paradise, stepping in with the left, starting to pick up the right. Find a spot to focus on. When you're ready, extending the top leg. Thumb now. And bending at the knee, lowering the foot down, stepping nice and wide. Windmill those arms. And then lengthen both legs, so wherever you are, join in now. Turning the toes to face that long edge of the mat. Slightly bringing the toes in and flicking those heels out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And resting here. 5 deep breaths. Really allow the head to be heavy, allow the spine to decompress. Hands to hips, lengthen through the crown of the head, come up to standing, call to the back of the mat. Coming into your plank, inhale, lowering down, exhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, looking to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through, half lift. Folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, Samastiti. Finding your yoga strap, last round, hugging the left knee in. Option for the yoga strap or taking hold of the big toe with your first 2 fingers. Right hand to hip, stamping out. When you're ready, opening the leg out to the side. I hope you can open it slightly wider than I have a restricted amount of room over here. Opening that leg wide to the side, guys. Bringing the leg back to center, soft bend in the knee, press those hands, kicking that leg back, finding warrior 3. Again, you can choose where you want those arms to be. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp, find the length. Inhale, bend. Stretch through the back of the knee that's lifted. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stamp. Inhale, bend. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale, stepping onto it, windmill those arms out. Option to stay or side reach. Option to find your bind. Sink the hips low. Stepping in when you're ready. Hovering with the right leg. Oh, we're getting to the stage now where the legs are starting to feel a little jelly-like. It's harder to balance. You can do this. When you're ready, option to try to find the length. Both legs stretching long. Deep breaths, softening out of it whenever you are ready. Windmill the arms. Lengthen both legs wherever you are. Turn those toes in. Flick those heels out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take that fold. Dropping the crown of the head towards the floor. Option to stay in your fold and take 5 deep breaths. Option for a final inversion. Pressing the hands into the floor. Lengthen the spine. Hover the heels. And hover those legs in second. You can stay, or you can start to join those legs together overhead, taking 5 deep breaths wherever you are. One more breath. And slowly lowering yourself down the way that you came up. Lengthening through the crown of the head, pressing the hands into the hips. Lengthening up to the top, calling to the top of your mat. Inhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, lowering the knees, untucking the toes, resting the forehead, child's pose, 5 deep breaths. So our hamstrings are definitely warm now. They are ready for our peak pose. So we're going to give it a bit of a try. Our peak pose is Hanumanasana. It's our splits. When you're ready, pushing into the hands, pushing the crown of the head forward, stepping through with your right foot, coming up with hands on hips. Now you choose as far as you want to go, as always. When you're ready, you're going to slowly walk those legs apart. So walking that front foot a little further forward, you can sink down into the hips here. You're more than welcome to stay here. That feels quite nice. Or you can pull back on those hips, pull the toes towards you and start to push that heel. Might get stuck on the yoga mat a little bit. Push the heel forward, shimmy that back leg back. Should look a bit more graceful than that if you can make it. And dropping those hips down. Now try not to open out. Try to really ground the left hip towards the floor, pulling the right hip back and pulling those shoulders to face the top edge of the mat. If you are there, you can play around with wherever you are, have a little wiggle, breathe, have a stretch. But if you are in your full splits, again, you can play around. You can have a bit of a wiggle. You can rest down onto that front leg. Or you can sit up. Option to bend into the back knee, maybe find it with the hand if you can. Again, try not to open too much. Try and bring everything neutral again. Option, use the right hand on the floor for balance to come into a little bit of a back bend. Very hard to talk like that. I'm not going to try that again. Have fun. Do what you want here. Take a moment, take a breath. Whenever you're ready to come out, meet me back into your child's pose. Breathing in. Breathing out to come into it, pressing to the hands, walking that front foot back towards you. Bending at the knees. Let's take our rest. Dropping the forehead. Letting go. Are we ready? Second side. Pressing into those hands, 4-point kneel. Stepping through, left foot. You choose where you wish to be. You can either find a nice openness through those hips for a while, or whenever you're ready, you can pull back, flex the toes towards you, wiggle the legs out. Hopefully you don't get as stuck to the mat as I am. And lower yourself down. Be gentle, be careful, don't overdo it. You want to be able to walk tomorrow. That is the aim. You can point or flex the front foot. And then wherever you are, playing around with a little bit of movement. And then meet me back in child's pose. Good job. Be careful, be careful, be careful of those knees. Resting down. Taking a deep breath. A big sigh out. Really nice work. Rolling up through the spine. Swing those legs round. A little bit of lying down before we come into our Savasana. So again, you have an option of your yoga strap here. Meet me lying on your back. You can start to close your eyes. Allow the back of the head to be heavy. We really want to soften now. A last little opening of the hamstrings. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Reaching the left leg long. Placing the strap around the sole of the foot. Stamping into the strap. Or without a strap, first two fingers hooking round the big toe. Or holding onto the calf or the hamstring. Wherever you are is perfect. Breathing in. As you breathe out, press down with that left hand on the left hip and lift up the head, neck and shoulders, elbow wide. A little bit of core activation here. Lowering the head down, open the leg out to the side. Inhale, bring the left leg to center, lifting up, elbow wide. Can we go for a point and a hover of the left leg? Lowering down, open the leg wide. Bringing the leg to center, soft bend in the knee, hugging the knee to the chest. Releasing the leg long, second side. The strap is there if you need it, guys. Hugging the left knee in towards the chest. When you're ready, find the length, place the strap around or take hold of the toe, the ankle, the calf or the hamstring, finding the length. Right hand into right hip, reach that right leg nice and long. Inhale, exhale, elbow wide, lift up the head, neck and shoulders. Lower down and open the leg out to the side. Inhale, leg to center, lifting up head, neck and shoulders. This time option to point the toe and hover the right leg. Lowering down and open to the side. Bringing the leg back to center, releasing the foot, hugging the knee to the chest. And reach the leg long. Pressing the feet into the floor. Feet together, allow the knees to fall apart, turning the palms up to face the sky. You can release the breath now. Big inhale in through the nose. Part the lips, exhale. Let it go. Deep breath in. Bringing the right leg to meet the left. And then you can cross the right leg slightly further over if you want to. Reach the arms out to a T position or a cactus. Finding a spinal rotation, you can switch the gaze the other way. Closing the eyes, settling here. Trying to connect both the shoulders towards the mat as well. Bringing the legs through center, the left leg dropping over to the right, and then switching the gaze, softening the shoulders, finding your spinal rotation over crossing that left leg if you wish to. Bring the legs back to center, pressing the feet onto the floor, settling the spine, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Taking hold of the inside of those calves, the ankles, or the soles of the feet, coming into a happy baby pose. You can go for a little tuck and tilt with the tailbone, so just lifting those hips off the floor. Anything that feels nice here is welcome. Keep the knees soft though. Be kind to those hamstrings now. Pulling the knees into the armpits. And softening off, taking hold of the outside of those legs, drawing the legs back together, pressing the feet onto the floor, one and then the other. Reach the legs long, bring the heels to the edge, to the corners of the mat. Turn the palms to face the sky, soften the shoulders, lengthen through the back of the neck. Close the eyes if they're not closed already. Take a deep breath in. Blow it all out, soften the mouth. Let it go, drop the jaw, deep breath in. Big sigh out. One more, deep breath. Relax through the face. Take a moment to find stillness. Bring the focus down to the toes. Relax the toes. Relax the soles of the feet. Relax your ankles. Soften your calves, your shins, the backs of your knees. Soften your hamstrings. Relax your bum. Allow the pelvis to feel nice and heavy. Soften your lower back, mid back, upper back. Relax your shoulders. Soften your belly and rib cage, allow them to move freely with the breath. Feel open. Relax your arms, your elbows, your wrists. Soften your fingers. Relax your neck, the back of your neck. Soften your throat. Allow the head to be heavy. Soften your jaw. Relax your tongue. Soften your cheeks and your ears. Relax the eyebrows, the forehead, the scalp. Take a moment to appreciate yourself. Find gratitude. Mandala practice can be very challenging, it's hard, and you did so well today. Whichever modification or advancement you took, you were here, you showed up for you, and for that you should be grateful. Remember that yoga isn't anything about what you look like. It's about how you feel. building the strength in your body so that you can build the strength in your mind. Gaining flexibility so you can be open, honest, trusting. When you're ready, drawing the focus back to your body, gently wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. You can allow the head to fall from side to side to wake up the neck. Curling onto one side in a fetal position. And when you're ready, pushing up to a seated position, a comfortable seated position. Grounding through the sitting bones, lengthening through the crown of the head. Connecting to the earth through the sitting bones. Allowing the energy to flood up through the spine. Pressing your hands to your heart center. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I am sure that you did a fantastic job during that practice. Well done. I know it was a long one. I know it was challenging, but as long as you stayed in it with no judgment and you stayed in it with determination, that is all that matters. Thank you for joining me as always. Let me know how you got on. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you back here in a few days in a brand new video. Goodbye, guys.